Welcome to Gaming Audio Lab! Today we're exploring the Creative Sound Blaster X4, a highly requested device that's been generating a lot of buzz. This just isn't another external digital to analog converter, it's a gadget Creative claims can revolutionize your gaming audio setup. And I finally managed to get my hands on one. And, well, full disclosure, it's a second-hand unit. But hey, it came with the original box and that's always a good sign. Because fun tip, in my experience, second-hand gear with the original packaging usually means it's been taken well care of. Usually. Back to the Creative. Creative markets the X4 as a high-res 7.1 external USB digital to analog converter with amplifier sound card, with features like Super XR and the SmartComms kit. Sounds impressive, right? Well, it's time to separate the marketing fluff from the actual performance. Is the X4 a game changer or just another shiny toy? Let's find out! Let's start with the design. The Creative Sound Blaster X4 is a sleek device with a modern aesthetic. The black plastic casing has a brushed metal look that feels both premium and durable. The centerpiece, of course, is the large volume knob, surrounded with an illuminated ring. This ring isn't just for show, it changes color to indicate various states, like whether the mic is muted or which audio mode is active. On the front you'll find a mic input and a combo jack for headphones and headsets. The back, where things get interesting, you have an output for a 7.1 speaker system for the front, side, rear, center and subwoofer channels, along with an optical input and output. And it has a USB port for power and connectivity. An extra power supply isn't needed, which is kinda awkward since Creative claims the X4 can go up to 600 ohms. Usually this means that extra power is needed. This setup allows for a wide range of configurations from basic headphone use to full-blown surround systems. One of the X4's flagship features is Super X-Fi. Creative touts it's a revolutionary technology that transforms the way we experience audio on headphones. But what does it actually do? Now, here's the issue that Super X-Fi tries to solve. Traditional audio recordings are designed for a speaker setup, not for headphones. When listening through headphones, the left and the right audio channels are completely isolated, which can sound unnatural and lacks depth. Speakers, on the other hand, create a more cohesive stereo image by blending the audio between these channels, giving you a more immersive or natural listening experience. Super X-Fi uses complex algorithms to mimic the speaker-like soundstage, creating a sense of spatial audio with just headphones. By simulating crosstalk or the overlap between the audio channels inherent to a speaker setup, it aims to deliver a more lifelike and engaging listening experience. To optimize these effects further, the Super X-Fi requires a photo of your ear, yes really, to tailor to the audio profile that's unique to your anatomy. You can also input details of your headphones to even get better results. I'm not really sure if this works or if this is more of a placebo thing. Opening the X4 reveals the usual suspects found in Creative's recent sound cards. At its core is the Super X-Fi Ultra DSP, a digital signal processor responsible for audio effects and driver management. Before diving further into the components, I want to share something unusual, something that I haven't seen mentioned in any other review. Take a look at the model number on the X4, SB1810. Now here's a printout from Creative's own product listing. See the problem? SB1810 isn't supposed to be the X4 at all. It's listed as the model number for the X3. The X4 is supposed to have SB1815. At first I thought this was just a labeling mistake, but curiosity got the better of me and I dug deeper. Turns out the X3 and X4 are incredibly similar, almost identical really. The main difference is the digital to analog converter. The X3 supports up to 32 bits audio and boasts a dynamic range of 115 decibels, while the X4 tops out at 24 bits and 114 decibels. So why the downgrade? Well, the answer lies in the digital to analog converter itself. The X3 uses an AKM 5458, a highly regarded chip known for its superior audio performance. But AKM faced a huge setback in 2020 when their manufacturing plant caught fire, halting production and forcing many companies like Creative to switch to alternative components. This change significantly impacted products like the X4, which had to move away from AKM chips altogether. The digital to analog converter used is a Cirrus Logic CS4382A. It supports 24 bits 192 kHz audio with a dynamic range of 114 decibels, which sounds respectable on paper. But here's the thing, this is a fairly no-frills digital to analog converter that you'll find in plenty of mid and mid-range audio gear. It gets the job done, but it lacks the finesse or warmth you'd expect from a higher-end component like those from AKM. Audiophiles seeking pristine sound quality or cutting-edge specs will likely find it forgettable. On the analog to digital converter side, Creative has chosen the Cirrus Logic CS5345. It supports 24 bits and 192 kHz recording with a dynamic range of 104 decibels. Now, this is above average for consumer level devices and is a nice touch for gamers who stream or record content. Other components that are barely interesting to mention, but I'll do it anyway, is a little flash chip that holds the firmware, a couple of Nichicon high-grade fine gold capacitors, which are specifically meant for audio usage and is a nice touch. Also on the board, again a Cirrus Logic 8416, which is responsible for the optical connection, and well, it's nothing interesting really. The X4 also includes Bluetooth Low Energy or BLE. This is provided by a Nordic nRF52810 semiconductor. Initially I was excited at the prospect of streaming audio via Bluetooth, but alas, BLE is only used for device control and uploading Super X file profiles. No wireless audio here, definitely a missed opportunity. But looking a bit better at the datasheet you can see why. The 52810 only supports Bluetooth 5.3 and Bluetooth transfers. The Bluetooth LE audio isn't available for this cheaper semiconductor. To be able to stream your audio, you need the top of the line, the Nordic nRF5340. And fun fact, the reason the X4 feels solid isn't because it's made of aluminium. No, there is a big and heavy metal square mounted at the bottom. And that does exactly that, it's heavy, so much so that it accounts for 28% of the total weight. The block weighs 108 grams, the circuit board 84 grams and the complete package 382. The rest is for the volume knob and other bits and bobs. Overall, I found the circuit board suspiciously empty. Maybe I'm getting old, but I remember the days that a sound card was full of interesting capacitors, chips, resistors and whatnot. It made it look cool, as though it was a real feat of engineering. Just check out these extremely cool Ausentech sound cards. But when I look at the circuit board of the X4, all I see is emptiness. This may as well have fitted on a board a quarter of the size. But then again, maybe I'm getting too old, as this has no real impact on the audio quality whatsoever. The X4 driver software is where you can unlock its full potential. It offers a wide range of customization options, from basic equalizer adjustments to advanced features like virtual sound and voice enhancements. The interface is user-friendly, but it does require some exploration to fully understand its capabilities. As for me, I always use the no-frills direct mode, which bypasses the DSP completely. For me, this is the best audio experience as it was meant. Everything else is a distraction and should be avoided. Overall, I have to admit that the driver interface Creative has made has gone a long way since the olden days. There I found the settings to be tucked away using some vague terminology, and nowadays it's much better. Good layout, logical placing of functionalities, and just a nice driver interface. Now the big question, how does it sound? First the basics, direct mode. The X4 delivers clean, detailed audio that is noticeably better than most onboard solutions. If you've been using your motherboard's audio, this will sound like an upgrade. The highs were a bit on the sharper side, but the soundstage was great. The lower registers were pleasant to listen to, but lacked the punch that I like. Super X5, however, is a mixed bag. In standard mode, it adds spaciousness to the audio that's great for movies and some music genres. Battle mode, on the other hand, emphasizes positional audio cues, which can be a game changer for competitive gaming. That said, it's not perfect. While Super X5 is better than previous iterations of 3D audio, it still doesn't quite live up to its revolutionary claims that Creative makes. But it's the best implementation of 3D audio that I have ever heard. Overall, the audio quality is solid, but audiophiles might find it lacking the warmth and precision of higher-end equipment. And here's what I found when testing the Creative Sound Blaster X4 in Rightmark Audio Analyzer. In direct mode, the results were distinctly underwhelming. The frequency response stood out as very good, which means that the device can handle a wide range of frequencies without the loss or distortion. But that's where the good news ends. Other key metrics such as noise level, total harmonic distortion and dynamic range delivered only average scores. In fact, two categories even returned outright poor results. Now, while there was nothing catastrophically bad, it was disappointing for a device that claims to deliver high-end audio. I genuinely expected better, especially after my listening sessions suggested that the X4 could be more capable. The sound was clean enough in direct mode, better than typical onboard solutions, but the measurements revealed limitations that, well, you wouldn't expect at this price point. Then came the test with the Super X5 enabled. For those thinking, surely this will improve things. Unfortunately, it didn't. The results dropped from poor to very poor across most categories, including distortion levels. Super X5 Battle Mode fared no better, delivering similarly subpar results. Initially, I wasn't too surprised by these findings. Historically, many attempts to create 3D-like audio experience through digital processing tend to rely heavily on artificial effects like echoes and reverbs, which naturally introduce more distortion. Here's where things get interesting. Despite these poor results, my listening experience told a different story. For the first time, I genuinely felt a sense of spatial audio that transcended the typical stuck-in-your-head headphone experience. It wasn't a mind-blowing transformation, but it did convincingly mimic the sensation of having speakers in front of me. So what's going on? That's when it hit me. Like I said some minutes ago, by simulating crosstalk or the overlap between the audio channels inherent to speaker setup, it aims to deliver a more lifelike and engaging listening experience. Super X5 thrives on stereo crosstalk, intentionally blending the audio channels to mimic that speaker setup. What the analyzer marks as distortion is actually a key part of how the technology works. Instead of dismissing the results as failures, they can be seen as evidence that Super X5 is exactly doing what it's designed to do, merging channels to craft a more immersive speaker-like soundstage. The Creative Sound Blaster X4 is a well-built external digital to analog to digital converter that offers a solid mix of functionality and affordability. sort of ish. At 140 euros in the Netherlands, it's on the pricier side of the mid-range audio solutions, but it packs a range of features that will appeal to gamers, movie lovers and casual audiophiles. The Super X-Fi technology offers a more immersive experience in some cases, though it doesn't really live up to the creator's bold game-changer claims. A notable downside is the absence of Bluetooth LE audio streaming, which could have added more versatility. While the X4 brings noticeable upgrades compared to your onboard audio, its price point may make you consider other options. For those looking for raw audio performance, cheaper alternatives may offer better sound quality. However, these alternatives don't have the Super X-Fi or SmartComms features, which sets the X4 apart, especially for casual users and gamers who also need a tool for video calls and meetings. In the end, while the X4 isn't a revolutionary upgrade, it provides a reliable and capable solution for anyone looking for an all-round audio companion without breaking the bank on high-end gear. And that's the end of my first video on Gaming Audio Lab. I hope you enjoyed it. The next one will be about a video game. See you then, bye bye!